Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86. Here you will find everything from your favorite characters, from anime, series, or movies, such as figures, statues, trading cards, and other limited special edition items. I will show you everything that is included. For example, we will discuss the design of the box, how it's packaged, the design of the figure, the articulation points, the accessories that are included, and we will see our favorite characters in special scenes. And you never know, you might see other characters make special guest appearances, so you can decide whether it's worth getting or not. Subscribe and join me on new weekly adventures. Now let's start the show. Let's go. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86, and today from S.H.Figuarts and Dragon Ball, I present to you Goku and the Dragon. This is in celebration of the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball V Jump, the December special edition. So basically, the design of this particular figure is supposed to be an exact replica of the Dragon Ball #1 issue that is always been displayed as a non-movable statue, but this is the very first time we get to see it as an S.H.Figuarts. So this one's a very special one, and it's also supposed to come in with the first cover illustration of Dragon Ball issue #1. So let's go check it out. It comes in a protective sleeve that you can see here. On the front of it, it's got the Dragon Ball volume #1, which depicts Goku on top of the dragon, which is a really nice decoration. On the side of the box, it tells you that this is the 40th anniversary of V Jump. I really like the details that they put on this protective sleeve. It is really nicely decorated, and it gives you the insight of what they were going for as far as capturing the illustration of Goku and the dragon as an S.H.Figuarts version. And obviously, in order to order it, you had to go apply at the V Jump Comics official page. So it wasn't available through Tamashii Nations or anywhere else. You had to go to the manga website. Upon removing the box sleeve, now you have the regular style S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball boxes that we're used to seeing. So on the front side, you have a picture of a close-up of the figure depicting Goku and the dragon. Then through the window, you can see the two figures. Obviously, looking at it, it looks like another remake of the Kid Goku I did a while ago. So I'm expecting this one to be probably very similar to it and maybe have a couple of improvements. But overall, it looks like your regular Kid Goku, but obviously here, the aim is to make him look more like the manga. So overall, this looks like a really good figure. On the last side of the box, you have several different close-up shots of Goku doing different poses. Goku and Sharon are packaged in 3 blister packs. The first one comes with Kid Goku, along with the expressions and the different hand gestures. The second blister pack carries the Dragon Shenron. Then the third one has the base, along with the cloud stand features. Now here's a quick pass at the instructions that come with this Goku figure. The first section shows you how to swap out the Goku heads along with the hair, how to install the tail, and it gives you a little warning when installing the band that goes on the pants. Then on the back side, it shows you how to assemble the power pole along with how to use the nunchucks. Then it shows you how to install Shenron into the base and how to attach Goku onto Shenron. And that is it. Now this particular figure, honestly, I thought it was going to come with the actual manga of volume #1 of Dragon Ball, which is what the figure is depicted, but instead of coming with the actual manga, it comes with this little mini pamphlet which shows the figure of Goku and Shenron. When you open it, it's actually a questionnaire, and it also discusses how they developed the figure as far as the sculptures go and the design cues. So here you can see how they took the steps from the manga to develop the concept all the way to how the figure came to be. So I'm a little bit disappointed because I was actually expecting a copy of the manga, but I guess this is what they meant by it, and it sucks because in the actual display they showed the manga in the background, so that kind of gave me another false hope of thinking that it was actually coming to it. I feel like I'm getting screwed by these quote-unquote manga editions that are supposed to be coming with the figures. An example of that was Odiseo del Vehicle from Saint Seiya, where I thought that the figure was actually going to come in with the manga of Odysseus, but it didn't. At least on my version it didn't, but it appears that some of the Japan runs actually did have it. So I thought this was going to be the same thing where it actually came with the actual manga, but once again, I was wrong. I must say the only sad part about this whole particular set is that it did not include the actual manga of Dragon Ball Volume 1. But oh well, you can find it online actually, so it's not difficult to get and it's not too pricey either. This is the 360 of Kid Goku as he appeared in manga volume number 1 of Dragon Ball. As you can see, to me, he looks almost identical to the one that we had from Kid Goku, if you guys recall that video. In case you haven't checked it out, I'm leaving the link in the comments for you to go check it out. But overall, I have a feeling that they're gonna have a lot of things in common besides the Goku expressions. For first impressions, and first things to note is the orange is really bright. It's not a dark orange that we normally see Goku wearing. Here he already comes pre-attached with the power pole, and on his backside he's got the little bag that he used to carry the Dragon Balls when he was traveling. The other thing to note, the expression is very similar to the one from the manga. So as expected, they stayed true to the manga design. The other thing to note, the figure is really small. One thing as far as design improvements that I've seen here is the shirt and the sleeves are made of that soft rubber, along with the area in the crotch, and definitely the bow of the waistband. All that stuff is made out of the soft plastic. So the only hard plastics on this figure is the arms and the legs. Other than that, it's all soft rubber, which is the same technique that we saw on Ultimate Beast Gohan, and as well as some of the newer Dragon Ball figures that are coming out from S.H.Figuarts. Now let's check out what kind of articulation points come with this mini Goku. For starters, he's got some really good head movement. This is as max as he can see up. This is as max as he can see down. So he's got good side to side movement and good head rotation there. I removed the power pole so we can look at a better range of motion without the accessory attached to his arm. So this is as far straight as I can get the arms to go, which is not what I was expecting. Hopefully the camera can capture that, but you can see the ball joint inside the sleeve. So by doing that, that allows us to extend the arm. So as you can see here, this is with the extra piece fully extended out. So this is as far as the cross arms go for little Goku, and this is as far back as you're gonna get them. Even moving within the shoulder, I'm still not able to get a full straight pose without deforming the look of the figure to get the arm straight. So if I wanted to move them up, I basically have to rotate the shoulder basically opposite of what it's supposed to be, just to get a straight edge, kind of like what you see here. So here's your 360 of the arm. It's a little difficult to get, but it's there. It's just at an angle. It's not straight up and down to what we've seen on other figures. You do get a bicep rotation, but that is coming off the elbow. This is as high up as the elbow goes, close to a 90 degree. Obviously we've seen figures that have done a better job at this than this particular Goku figure. The wrist, here's your 360, and you got somewhat of an up and down, and it seems to be limited by the wristband. He doesn't have any chest movement. Most of the movement is coming off from the waist, as you see here. He does some good torsional rotation here. You get 360 out of the belt loops. This is as far forward as the leg goes. One thing that helps is that this piece is made out of the soft plastic. This is as far back as the leg goes, which is very limited, and that is because of how it's cut in the back. So the plastic here is still, even though it's soft, it's still not good enough to give away for that motion. You're basically going to be straining the figure. Hopefully the camera can capture that for you. This little piece seems to be attached to the waistband, so it doesn't seem to rotate or have any movement. Well, it's got a little bit, but you probably don't want to mess with it too much. Here's a split. There's the knee. It's got a little bit of thigh rotation there. Here's for the ankles, all the way up, all the way down. You get 360 out of it. You get inboard and you get outboard. And there's nothing but the toes. So overall, to my expectations, the articulating points, they are limited, and some of them are a little bit difficult to get. So this is not one of the best articulating figures that we have gotten from S.H.Figuarts compared to the other ones, especially if you compare it against the Daima figures that came out. I think they could have gotten a little bit more articulation points based on what we've seen of those figures, and I'm basically thinking they're probably about the same size as well. Here's a size comparison between the three Gokus that we have to level set. The far on the left is Kid Goku from the regular Dragon Ball release. Second one is Goku from Dragon Ball GT. The middle one is this particular Goku, which is our superstar from the manga volume 1. Then on the right is Kid Goku from Dragon Ball Daima. So one thing to very notice is the size is identical between the manga Goku and the Goku from Dragon Ball Daima. and they have similar strategies, but to me this manga one version of Goku, they could have did a little bit more, especially with the articulating points, especially once you really compare it against Dragon Ball Daima version. In case you haven't seen my review of that Dragon Ball Daima of Kid Goku, I suggest you go check it out so you can see exactly what I'm referring to as far as that being the superior figure compared to this manga version of Goku. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. If you look at the shoulder from Goku from Dragon Ball GT, that's the exact same shoulder style that we got on this Dragon Ball manga version, which fails in comparison to the original Kid Goku on the left. To me, the original Kid Goku on the left is a lot better and superior as far as the articulating points go, but it's only rivaled by the Daima version, which was also really good. So you kind of have the range of the 4 Gokus where you can see where some shortcuts were taken and also some room for improvement, especially with this manga version, especially once you compare it to Dragon Ball Daima's Goku. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts. Here's a close-up of all the different expressions that come with this Kid Goku from the Dragon Ball manga volume 1. And I also wanted to give you a close-up of the base of celebrating the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball V-Jump. And here you have a nice cartoon drawing of the dragon, which is how he is depicted at the intro of every Dragon Ball episode, if you watch the anime. The first expression is of Goku with a slight smirk. To me, the second one kind of looks like a surprise expression. It's a very weird one. It could be like an action one as well. It's open for interpretation. The third one is one where he's looking to his right side and he's got that giant smile with a smirk on it. This one kind of seems like he's got like a mischievous one. Technically it's supposed to be the action one, but to me he just looks very mischievous. The fourth one is just showing Goku being happy. It's got a big wide smile on it. Especially it's the look that he always had when he made new friends, or he was just trying to figure out the scenery, since at this point Goku was very naive. Overall, the 4 expressions are really good. I like them a lot, and they're unique. They're not expressions that we've seen recycled from other Gokus. The one that does hit close to home would be the one from Kid Goku, if you guys recall that video. From there, the expressions seem a little bit similar, but in the same time they're also very different, and that is basically of how they were sculptured. So they fall in the same categories, but they're very different at the same time. My least favorite one really is the second one. I'm not too fond of that one, but all the other ones, to me, they're really good. This is the 360 of Shenron. This is how he appeared in the Dragon Ball Volume 1 manga. Here you can see he looks really cartoonized and he looks a lot friendlier than how he was depicted in the anime, where he was being shown as a super huge dragon that was very impatient. Here he looks a lot more friendlier. One thing to note, the Shenron dragon is not articulated. Also, if you have the Shenron from S.H.Figuarts that was released a while back, this one's a lot shorter than that one. But other than that, it keeps the same design elements. One thing is, this dragon does require a little bit of assembly. You just have to put the little whiskers that come off the dragon, which they're keyed, so you know exactly which one's left and which one's right. The dragon is held by the 3 clouds that you see there that come from the base. Attaching the pieces to the base, it was very easy because they're all keyed. So each particular cloud comes with a key that attaches to the base. And one thing to notice, the 2 in the back that hold the rest of Shenron's body, those are magnetic. So once you get the body near, you feel the magnetic pull. The one in the front doesn't have any magnets to it. So that is how the figure is stabilized onto the base, which is something that I really like, which makes it a lot easier to hold the dragon. Overall, I really like the look of the dragon. He looks really animated. He looks a lot friendly. For this scene, I have Kid Goku doing a striking pose. I gave him the expression with the smirk, and he's holding the power pole with the right hand. And this one, I already added the tail so you can see how it looks on the figure. One thing to note, the tail doesn't really have too many articulating points. It just moves from the base. You could probably move it up and down, but you're not going to get that many different poses off the tail. The main purpose of this figure is basically to recreate the same illustration that was drawn by Akira Toriyama on the Dragon Ball #1 manga issue. So I think because of that, some of the articulating points are sacrificed. For example, the ones on the elbows and the arms and the shoulders. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Like I showed you before, The Dragon Ball Daima figure of Goku has way more articulating points and it's the same size. So I do see a little bit of opportunity that was missed on this particular Goku. But the one thing that I really love is the expressions that he has. These are unique expressions. They're sculpted in a way to match the manga style illustrations. Follow me on IG at Titandel86. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this Goku figure. One thing to mention, attaching the power pole sheath on the back, you basically just have to remove the hand and slide it down, which is a similar pattern that we've done with Kid Goku as well as the Dragon Ball Daima version. So it doesn't go too far away from the formula. The only thing I would have loved for this Goku was for the joints on the arms to be a little bit less restrictive. For this scene, I have little Goku holding the nunchucks, which is one of my favorite accessories that I've seen on this figure. Usually Goku is expected to come in with a power pole or an energy blast such as a Kameo wave, but on this particular figure they gave us nunchucks. Honestly, remembering from the anime, I don't ever recall seeing Goku using them, but maybe in the manga he does. And honestly, they work well. He looks really amazing. But one thing to caution though, attaching the nunchucks to Goku's hands, you have to pop the red cap on them. So just be very careful that you don't lose it, because that red cap is really tiny and it's really easy to get lost. And this one, I gave them the expression where he's looking to the right and he looks very mischievous with that grinning smile, which honestly to me right now, this seems to be my favorite pose for this particular Goku figure. If you already have a Kid Goku, you're probably asking yourselves, why do you need to have this one? Well, add the nunchucks as reason number 2. Reason number 1 was you get a new Shenron Dragon. And in case you was really wondering, reason number 3 to get this figure is you get some really good expressions, such as this one. It's just the way that he's sculpted that makes this particular figure a lot more different than the mainstream ones. For this particular Goku, I noticed that he came with 2 different sets of hair, but you got 3 different types of hair bangs. So this is the second version. I'm not too crazy about between this one and the one from the previous scene. To me, they look a little bit similar. He does have a third one, but I think the other one is dedicated for the other type of hair that is a little bit more for an action scene. For this scene, I'm using the expression that came with Goku where he's got that O shape in his mouth. It's almost like an action expression, but it's not really, especially when you look at the eyes are really round. It's almost like he is surprised. I kind of went for the same illustration that he was depicted doing this expression. Again, out of all the expressions, to me this one was my least favorite one, and to me honestly this one just seemed so out of place compared to the other ones. But maybe there's a good reason behind it. If you are aware of that, let me know. Or if this is one of your favorite ones, also let me know. I did find other uses for this expression, but I didn't want to go there, especially since it didn't match Goku's character at this point in his life. Especially when he first met Bulma and he was very naive. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. But here I have him in a sideways motion with the tail all the way down and he is in mid-air. On this one, I used the second head sculpture that came with him. One thing to note is this is very unique for this particular faceplate. This particular faceplate does not work with the other hair sculpture that you've seen in the last 2 scenes. And same thing for the bangs. The bangs are not interchangeable for this one either. These bangs are unique to this hair and also unique to this faceplate. So this is a one-off. They're not interchangeable. It's like this one, the face is a little bit narrow, so the pinions are also narrow. And same thing for the hairstyle, it's a little bit more spread out, so that prevents the hair bangs from being interchangeable. And same thing for the faceplate. This is basically the scene that this whole figure is dedicated towards, which is basically an S.H.Figuarts version of the cover page illustration for the Dragon Ball 1 manga. In this one, Goku's got the happy expression, which captures his eagerness for adventure as Shenron's taking him around, and he is very excited to see all these different places. It comes with a clear see-through piece that you can see Goku sitting on. It's got the provisions there to grab Goku by the crotch and has a cutout for his tail where you can swap it out with the fins of the dragon. So therefore, Goku can sit firmly on the dragon without falling off. And honestly, it's a really good figure to have in the collection. You do get a couple new goodies, for example the nunchucks. You get a friendlier version of Shenron, and Goku has some different expressions that are really good. I haven't seen those face sculptures replicated in any other Goku figure, so that makes them really unique to this figure. Articulation points could have been done a lot better, and we've seen that from the Dragon Ball Daima version of Kid Goku, but the expressions are classics as I see here. For the waistband, you do get a different one. As you see here, I swapped it out to match the one from the drawing. It does come with a special tool to allow you to do that, but I was able to do it without it. I do like for the stand that it's got the clouds on it holding Shenron, so that was pretty amazing. And I also like the way they styled the base. It's really subtle, but it gets to the point. This is all I have for you today. If you like what you have seen, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll see you next week with a brand new one. Thank you and bye.